Hi Virgo, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading. Hope you guys are all well. I am going to take a quick second, Virgo, to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every single Virgo, so guys, just take what resonates for you and leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind the energies may reverse. So if it's resonating, Virgo, get in where you fit in, but don't force yourself into a reading that's obviously not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Virgo? Virgo. All right, Virgo, you are starting out with the Queen of Swords reverse. You have the Five of Cups in reverse and the Sun in reverse. So I do feel like there's some sort of a karmic cycle or a karmic lesson that is taking place here. There's something cyclical about it. I do feel that, you know, your energy here is a little bit cutting. You may have cut someone out, or you feel that they have cut someone out. But I feel like it might be you, because with the Five of Cups in the reverse, this tells me that you're opening yourself back up to love, and that, you know, there's been some instability with regard to feelings and emotions, and possibly some depression, definitely some sadness. But now you're opening yourself back up to love. This is almost like a second chance type of energy, whether it's a second chance with someone else or just for you. But I do see you opening yourself back up to love after a period where you've been very unhappy. You're not quite sure how this is going to go. You're not quite sure what's going to take place here. But you do know that you have been quite unhappy. And you do want love in your life. And if that means that you have to cut someone out to get that love, then that's what you're going to do. So let me see who's in your energy. Show me who is in Virgo's energy. Show me who is in Virgo's energy. All right, the person in your energy, Virgo, has the Six of Pentacles reversed, the Seven of Cups in the reverse, and the Ten of Pentacles also reversed. So yeah, a lot of reversals here. You might be dealing with a karmic energy. This is somebody who may have been a bit selfish. I feel like there was an imbalance in the connection. Not an equal give and take here. There's the ending is represented. This person tends to not think about things from a long-term perspective. I do feel like they are not at all confused as to why things ended between the two of you, nor is there confusion here about, you know, the imbalance that was in this connection. They are feeling a deep sense of loss, though. And I do feel like this person would rather still be with you if at all possible. Now, they could also be saying that they feel that Virgo is being selfish. But yeah, I do feel like there's definitely an imbalance here. Show me the energy between Virgo and this person. The Fool in the reverse. Yeah, this could have been a false start. You might be dealing with a Pisces, but this could have been a false start, or it could have been that you have kind of been holding back. There's a new beginning that you might be wanting to move towards, but you've been holding back from that beginning. Let me see. There's definitely fear that is evident here. There's fear between the two of you. So if you are cutting this person out, you're a little bit afraid of what's going to happen if you do. So let me see what's affecting it. Is the Three of Wands. Waiting. Yeah, it's a waiting energy. You're waiting for love to come in, and this person is waiting for clarity. Let me see. Show me the outcome for Virgo. Show me the outcome for Virgo. Justice in the reverse. You might be dealing with a Libra, but Justice in the reverse, this is that same imbalance. There's definitely a sense of imbalance that's here. And it's also a sense of somebody feeling as if they have not been treated properly. They haven't been treated right. Interesting energy. Yeah, bottom of the deck is the Eight of Wands. That's underlying energy. If this person lives at a distance from you, there could be somebody that's traveling. But this, with the Eight of Wands, is rapid back and forth communication that is designed to create change. So and that's your underlying energy here. So let's clarify. Spirit, why is the Queen of Swords in reverse for Virgo? Why is the Queen of Swords in reverse for Virgo? I feel like you might not be talking to this person currently, Virgo. There's a sense of anger that's here. An injustice has been done. There's anger. Page of Pentacles and the Two of Wands reversed. You may have cut this person out so that you could move in another direction with someone new. I don't think it's begun yet. There's some fear about doing this and some fear of starting something new, but there's somebody new in your energy. Let me see the Five of Cups reversed. I do see that, hold on, Five of Coins reversed and the Seven of Wands. All right, so with the Five of Cups in the reverse, that's the energy of receiving back everything that you've lost. It can also be a reconciliation. So there could be, this person may be trying to reconcile with you, or there's the idea of this person reconciling with you, but you're standing your ground here. I do see the energy of you feeling like you have to defend your actions. You have to defend something to do with a reconciliation or a loss here. So it's really not clear to me if this person in your energy is trying to reconcile and you've moved on, or if, and if so, you're going to be very defensive with this person. Or if this person is trying to reconcile and you're accepting the offer, but you may be having to defend your actions or feel like you have to defend your actions to someone else. Let me see the Sun in reverse. I can see that you've been unhappy for a while. All right, Four of Swords in the reverse and the Four of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, you've been unhappy because things have been incredibly unstable. There's been a lack of communication, and I do feel like you felt very, how do I word it? Very dismissed by this person. You've been thinking about this person quite a bit, and you feel like they didn't treat you right. They didn't do right by you. The injustice is what is making you very unhappy. So let's see what's going on in their mind, because I see you really thinking about them a lot. I see you trying to decide if you want to talk with them. There's been a period where there's a lack of communication and you're just not sure if you do want to talk to them or you don't. Let me look at their energy. Show me the Six of Pentacles in reverse for the person in Virgo's energy. I'm wondering if for some of you, this person's wanting to have a reconciliation. The Wheel of Fortune reversed, the Three of Cups, and the Queen of Wands reversed. All right, so this person that's in your energy, honestly, Virgo, I think they feel that you're being selfish. They are aware, for some of you, you're dating, they're aware of that. This person really does want a reconciliation with you. They really do. Now, this could create conflict between you and this person as well. They're not currently taking action towards that, but that is exactly what it is that they want. If you're dating, they're aware of it. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, this person has not moved forward. They don't feel like they can. They're not over you. Again, I'm getting the impression that there is something cyclical about this. I don't know if it's, you know, the two of you are making up and breaking up and making up and breaking up, or if, you know, there's something cyclical and it's a karmic lesson. Let me look at the Seven of Cups in reverse. But this person cannot move on from you. They want to reconcile. They want a new beginning. It has not happened, but that's what they're looking for. The Justice in reverse. Libra energy. You could also be dealing with an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius. King of Pentacles reversed. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And the Queen of Cups reversed. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer energy. So almost every sign it has been represented here. What I am seeing, Virgo, is that this person is blaming you for the confusion that took place. They're blaming you for the injustice. They're basically saying, Virgo chose to go in another direction. Virgo cut me out. Virgo, you know, is the one who's responsible for there not being any stability or commitment in this connection. And I have to put up a wall around my heart to protect myself against all the wrongdoing that Virgo does. Now, I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is their perspective. They're basically saying that you created a lot of confusion. They're now clear. They're clear that, you know, you're the problem. They have feelings and emotions for you. Again, Virgo, I'm not saying that. I'm saying they're saying that. Okay, this is their perspective. So they're saying they have to put up a wall around their heart so that they're not treated unjustly. They're saying that, you know, there's no stability in the connection. There's, you know, they have feelings, but they can't express them. But they're aware they have feelings. I feel like this person is waiting for you to come towards them. And I think that in the past you've been very silent. Let me see the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Oh yeah, they love you for sure. But they're not expressing it whatsoever. King of Cups reversed. Four of Wands reversed. And the World. This person, you may have been in either a long-term connection with this person, or you could have even been married to them. But they're basically saying, you know, all the love that I gave to Virgo was, you know, not received in the right way. It was... Virgo did me dirty. Virgo did me dirty by ending this connection, cutting me out, choosing someone over me. And even though I love Virgo, I have to close this cycle out. It's over. It's done. I've accepted the loss. There's no stability in this situation. And so now I have to close this out in order to move on with my life. So let me see the energy between Virgo and this person. Now, again, Virgo, I'm giving you their perspective, not what I know to be true, because I don't see that in your energy. I do see that you've been angry. I do see some of you did choose to go in another direction. You have thought about whether or not you would want a second chance with this person, but I feel like, you know, there's conflict. So if this person approaches you, there's internal conflict, but if they approach you, I feel like there's gonna be conflict between the two of you as well. All right, so we have the Tower card. So with the Page of Swords here, you might speak to this person, but I feel like you're more interested in moving forward with your life. I also feel like sometimes you do check up on them to see, you know, what's going on with them. Have they moved on? You know, there is this energy of, you know, low-key spying on this person, but there's also an energy of you having new people in your life. Choosing to move towards newer energies. And I actually see more than one energy in your life. This caused a Tower moment for the person in your energy. So Virgo, they were so afraid to have this connection with you, and they feel like you kind of led them down the garden path, and once they got, you know, feeling a little comfortable, you abruptly pulled the rug out from under them. They're projecting that, though. They're projecting that's how they feel, but I don't know that you necessarily did that. That's how they feel, though. They feel it was an injustice. And some of you may have. I don't know. I do feel like it was a false start. I do feel like you've cut this person out and you're moving towards newer energies here. But you do occasionally look them up, maybe on social media, or you see them, you know, out and about. Let me see what's affecting the connection. Just know, Virgo, that it caused a tower moment for this person, you know, and they haven't moved on from that. They may have tried to date, but they haven't moved on. They actually want to reconcile with you, but they're not currently taking any action on that. But that's, if they could have their choice, that's what it would be. Yeah, they're not putting effort into it. 8 of Coins reversed, and you have the 9 of Coins. So yeah, you're going to stand up for yourself. You're going to remain single. I do feel like if this person were to approach you, it would create some conflict. Do you think about maybe reconciling sometimes? I think you do, but I think ultimately you're ready for new love. You waited quite a bit of time before you became single, and now you're showing up here as being somebody that is, you know, going to defend their freedom. You're highly independent. You've got this glow up going on. You're doing well financially. And I do feel like you'll defend your right to be, you know, free and single here. Now, the person in your energy, they're bitter. They are bitter. They feel like you treated them wrong. You did them wrong, you know? So they're not putting any effort into it, but I feel like if they could choose to be with somebody, it would be you. Let me see the Justice card in reverse for Virgo. Show me the Justice card in reverse, the outcome for Virgo. All right, 4 of Pentacles reversed, 3 of Wands reversed, and the Page of Cups. Okay, so in the outcome, you're looking at this and you're saying, you know what? Leave me alone. Let me go. Release me. This is not, and you may even tell this person that, you know, you're going to basically be like, look, I was unhappy in this relationship. This made me unhappy. I had to come out of this. I waited a long time before I did. I enjoy being single. There's this energy where you felt disrespected in this connection. You felt like what you were giving was not being reciprocated. You may have grown bored in this connection as well, but you were definitely unhappy. And now you're thinking, well, you know, I know this person is checking up on me, or I know that this person, you know, wants to reconcile, or maybe it's just that they're showing up in your energy here, but you're basically saying, this is unstable. I don't want you to, I'm not waiting for you. You know, this is done and over. Release, let it go, and let the injustice of what occurred, let that go as well. This is done. So you're not waiting for this person. Yeah. You're not waiting for this person, and I feel like you're doing your own thing over here, Virgo, and doing it quite well. The person that's in your energy, they're realizing that they have to let this go. They have to release you. They have to let you go. They want to move on with their life, and they are seeing with this Page of Cups that there is someone new. They could also be meeting someone new here. So I feel like this is somebody that's still carrying a little bit of a torch for you. And they're holding you accountable. They're holding you responsible for this tower moment in their life. But at the end of the day, I do feel like this person's going to move forward. And they're either moving forward because they see that you are entertaining others, or they're moving forward because they're meeting somebody new themselves. But they're accepting the loss. There's just a sense of bitterness, melancholy. So you may have somebody reach out to you this week quite unexpectedly that you had a breakup with. It would have been your decision most likely. And they may be just say, you know, feeling you out to see, is there any way you could, you know, get back together? or would consider it. I don't see you doing so. Bottom of the deck is the Magician in the reverse. This is underlying energy. So it does appear that there is going to be some communication back and forth with somebody from your past, but ultimately it's not going to manifest into anything. I do think that you might go and look them up and check up on them and see what's going on with them if you hear from them, but ultimately it's not going to manifest into anything. So I'm going to pull an oracle card for you, Virgo. Pulling for the sign of Virgo. Virgo. All right, Virgo, you have number 13, and it is called rejection. So let's read that. I'm using the Heal Yourself reading cards, if any of you are curious. All right, it says, use rejection to grow, expand, and build yourself. Feeling rejected can disconnect you from your heart and soul and immobilize you. Rather than buying into rejection, focus on how you can grow, learn, and improve from your experiences. If you're a writer and you sent your articles or a book to a publisher and they've rejected it, then try to hone your writing skills and send out your work to several other publishers. Use that rejection as a motivating force to succeed. If a person that you have feelings for or felt a deep love towards has rejected you, then work on healing your heart and recognizing that there is someone out there who is more suited to you. Many people use rejection as an excuse to close down and become suspicious, guarded, and give up. Then they hurt and reject others. They hide behind rejection and never give themselves an opportunity to take a leap of faith and find their life calling and heal. By picking this card, you are being urged to hold yourself in a higher regard. Keep your heart open and trust that you have learned from your experiences and will not make the same mistake again. Okay. I hope that this has been helpful for you, Virgo. If you've resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you get the opportunity. And until I see you in your next reading, Virgo, know that you are loved, and namaste.